quick little balance thing. I thought we'd do a psoas tree balance, but you mentioned balancing being an issue for you. So there's a few little tricks. So the first trick I have, imagination is amazing. Your brain basically thinks that's what's happening. So here's my thing. I imagine this lovely friendly giant with a nice coloured beard, bow in it. He's just really friendly and jolly. And he's got a massive multicoloured plunger, which he sticks to the top of my head and then sucks me up. I imagine him a lot. Lots of positions in yoga require a bit of balance, and I imagine him a lot. He's really helpful. He gives me space because he kind of draws me up, so I'm almost hanging from the top of my head, but he also gives me an amazing amount of stability. Some people like to imagine a golden thread or any kind of thread, but I like a giant. I like a giant. He's nice, and he's anywhere. So if I'm lying down, he can suck me up. If I'm sitting, he can suck, wherever I am at, he can stick that plunger on the crown of my head and help me out. So that's the first thing, is that kind of imagination. The second thing is a visual thing. If you find yourself a fixed point, about eye level, and concentrate on that specific point for a bit, few breaths, allow your vision to kind of dial out. So it's a bit of your vision goes a bit like you're in a bit of a daze, and the peripheral vision becomes more important. So you kind of dial it out and look at the sides. Now that, interestingly, brings you into your parasympathetic, your nervous system, so your calm response. And when you're calm, your balance just seems to be quite a lot better. So that works really, for me, that works really nicely. Get a fixed point. Lots of people talk about the fixed point. I don't think many people, I've never been taught to dial the vision out, and I personally find that really helpful. So that's that. Your foundation, really, really important. So if you're bringing one leg off, it's really important that the other foot is properly grounded, that it feels the floor, the earth, that the soles of the foot is connected. Very first thing I do when I balance is check in with my feet and my posture. So I get the stacking, get the head back over, got the giant, checked in with my feet, found my fixed point, dialed out my vision. Okay, so today we're going to have a little look at psoas tree balance. So the first thing we're going to do is pull the right leg, thigh, up towards the chest as much as you can. So if you need to be, often just being by the wall is really helpful for balance, but if you just put your finger on the wall, that makes a massive difference. So draw the thigh in, let the foot be floppy. Having a few breaths there. Keep the pelvis pointing forward as you take the knee out to the side. Try not to move the pelvis. See if you can get hold of your leg somewhere and pop the foot onto the left leg. Now, it doesn't matter where it is. So it can be all the way down to the bottom, and in fact you can have the toes on the floor if you want. The foot can be at the shin, wherever it gets to. See what all that feels like. Bring the hands to prayer. Draw the shoulders, extend up through the crown of the head. Check in with your fixed point and then dial the gaze. The breath. Forgot to mention the breath. Super important. So again, for me, I inhale up through the soles of the feet, up through the body, out through the crown of the head, into the helpful plunger of my giant friend. So those visualizations, and definitely the breath, you're inhaling up the central point and exhaling down, super helpful with balances. Okay, let's pop the right foot down and go left. So suck the thigh in. That movement, that muscle you can feel now, that is your psoas muscle, which is a super important muscle. And I can tell you more about it, should you so desire, at a later stage. Okay, so you're sucking your thigh in, taking it out to the side, trying to keep the pelvis point forward. And then if you can, grab hold of the leg and bring it in to tree pose, and then take the hands to prayer. Check in, so breath, giant or thread. The gaze, dial the vision out. Soften, try and soften through the body. Trying to make it not quite so much effort. So definitely, again, for me, I find if my head is chattering, my balance is pants. So just be aware that your balance might be good one day and a bit pants the next day, and that's okay. Okay, so that is your little balance video.